What up, Clash peeps? Welcome to Clash the Block. Island Guy here. And, welcome. On the agenda today is Xmod. Let's go ahead and talk about that. So, Xmod. Right. I wanted to do a couple things. I wanted to start a new series here called Let's Talk About It. So let's talk about that, whatever. Where we could take certain subjects or whatever as they come and make videos like this where we can talk about it. And the first one is going to be Xmod. So, let's see, where to begin? Okay, let's get two things out of the way real quickly to help save you some time. Alright? If you came upon this video looking for a tutorial on Xmod or how to use it or whatever, this is not the video for you. So, there's the door. Have a nice day, and thank you so much for coming. Alright. Okay, I think they're gone. So, with that out of the way, the second thing is you may be wondering right off the bat what my view is on Xmod. So I'm going to save you the pain of having to wait till the end of the video to get my position on it. Here you go. I do not like Xmod, and I do not like people that use Xmod. So, there you have it. Take it how you want it. If you got anything from the video, then that would be it, I guess. So, with those two things out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, one of the questions you might be asking yourself if you're not familiar with it is, what in the world is Xmod? Right? You might be going, Island Guy, what is Xmod? I don't know why I did that accent, but there you go. So Xmod is a program that you can use. Now you'll need to have your phone jailbroken, your iPhone, and I think you can do this on Android phones if you have root access, which is basically the same thing. So your phone has to be jailbroken in order to use it, and this program allows you to alter parameters within the game of Clash of Clans. So it actually will let you change things within the game and do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do outside of using this modification. So, and I'm going to pause for a second. If what I just said 35 seconds ago hasn't given you a good indication as to why I don't like Xmod, for those that use it, I'm not 100% sure how much any more of this video is going to do for you in making that any more clear. Maybe that's not true. Let's go ahead and continue, and we'll see if it doesn't become crystal clear by the end of this video. So, Xmod, as I described before, lets you do some things, and here's just a couple of bits of information I found from my own research on Xmod. I'm not the foremost expert. Obviously, given my position on it, I do not use it. But this is what I found out. There's a process within that modification called Sandbox that allows you to attack a base over and over and over and over again. It allows you to attack any base in the game. So you can attack, if you want to attack Galadon, you can do it. Or you want to attack the #1 ranked person in the world, you can do it. Or your best friend, one of the people from your clan, your nana, your best friend, your neighbor, whoever, you can do it with Sandbox. The other thing that it lets you do is it lets you see real-time Tesla and bombs, hidden traps, that kind of stuff on the bases that you're attacking. The other thing that I read about that it can also do is allow you to alter your search conditions when you're looking for a base. So you can decide what town hall to search for, what specific resources, like what level, 300,000 of each and higher, or whatnot. You can search for bases that have town hall towards the town hall towards the edge of the base. for town hall sniping. You can search for all kinds of stuff. And you can even have an auto search to where it basically what it does is it will just continue to search for a base until it finds one that meets those conditions that you've outlined in the application. So we'll pause again for just a second and talk about it, because I've just described some of what this application can do. And it's kind of time, I think, that within the community of Clash of Clans, and even within, within YouTube, that we call this what it is, okay? It's called Xmod, but what is it that you're actually doing with Xmod? Anyone? Bueller? No? That's an old Ferris Bueller's Day Off joke. Anyways, you're cheating! You're cheating! That's what you're doing. So let's go ahead and call it what it is. If you're comfortable with cheating and that's how you was raised, then by all means, do whatever. But do it somewhere else. Don't do it in Clash of Clans. Jeez. So, alright. There's no real way to sugarcoat it, guys. It's cheating. You are altering the way that the game performs and works in order to gain an unfair advantage over your opponent. Cheating. So, now that we've got that out of the way, I wanted to talk about a couple different things here that I've been thinking about over the past couple days. Now, this subject has come up within my clan, in the clan chat, it's come up quite a few times, but most recently within the last couple wars that we had, we faced a clan that we pretty much knew was using Xmod. So that's what kind of sparked some more conversation about it. Now, the more that I thought about the process of using Xmod and Supercell, the company that owns and runs Clash of Clans, the more I thought about that, the more it reminded me of, my iPhone that I have, and Apple's relationship with this process of jailbreaking. Because honestly, on a real fundamental level, jailbreaking your phone is a lot like Xmodding a game. And the context I'm speaking about is that when you jailbreak your phone, you're hacking the phone essentially, or downloading an application or a program, or going through these different steps in order to hack the phone, in order to do things with your phone that you're not normally able to do. Sounds a lot like Xmod, right? But here's what I was thinking about, was that I've owned every iteration of iPhone that's ever been made, starting from the original iPhone all the way through the iPhone, the 3G, the 3GS, the 4, the 4S, the 5, the 5S, 6, 6S, all that stuff. So, what I noticed though with this process of jailbreaking is that every time Apple releases a new hardware product or a new software product, the jailbreak is broken. And that got me thinking, well, why does the jailbreak no longer work then? Like, for instance, when I think we're on iOS 9 now, when this new iOS version came out, why did the jailbreak stop working? Well, it stopped working because Apple closed the loopholes or the exploits that allowed the jailbreak to take place in the first place. And this has happened with every single hardware version of the phone. And again, the same thing is true for iPads as well. The product is released, software is updated, bam, jailbreak happens. Another new version of software or a new hardware version is released by Apple, boom, the jailbreak is broken. So that got me thinking, and I'm not comparing and saying that Apple is on the same level as Supercell. They are definitely in different arenas as far as business goes. But it did get me thinking about Apple's perspective on jailbreaking, and they have, I think, pretty adequately communicated that they don't like jailbreaking, that they don't agree with it, and by doing it you void your warranty, that kind of stuff. But like I said, it did get me thinking about Supercell's position on the existence and or use of Xmod within Clash of Clans. Now, before I go any further, I should have said this disclaimer originally when I started talking. I'll say it now to cover both anything that I've said up until now, as well as anything that I'm going to say for the remainder of this video, okay? I, Island Guy, am not employed by, contracted with, or in any way, shape, or form associated with companies like Supercell, Xmod, Apple, any of that. These comments, these thoughts, and these statements are mine. They do not reflect those of the companies in which I'm speaking of, and I'm acting independently in this information that I'm providing you with. So I just wanted to share that with you again, just to kind of cover myself as far as what we're talking about. So let's get back to Xmod here. So looking at Apple and Apple's relationship with the jailbreaking process gave me it gave me a reason to pause and really think about Supercell's position. Now, I want to share with you an excerpt from Supercell's terms and conditions. So, this information I'm about to go over with you, this is under the heading license limitations in Supercell's user agreement, okay? It says any use of the service in violation of these license limitations is strictly prohibited, can result in the immediate revocation of your limited license, and may subject you to liability for violations of law. You agree that you will not, under any circumstance, use cheats, exploits, automation software, bots, hacks, mods, or any unauthorized third-party software designed to modify or interfere with the service, any Supercell game, or any Supercell game experience, or without Supercell's express written consent, modify or cause to be modified any file that, or any files that are a part of the service or any Supercell game. So we should at this point, at this juncture, if you will, be on the same page, right, with what I just read and this Xmod process, because clearly it falls under what Supercell just said not to do in their terms and conditions. So clearly they're saying that you shouldn't use it because they don't want you to. I don't know. But so if that was the only bit of information I had, if that was my only experience, with it, then I would walk away from that situation with the idea that Supercell doesn't agree with Xmod and therefore is taking steps to stop its use within the game, within Clash of Clans. But here's the sad part. That's not the end of the story. That's not the happy ending that I would hope for, because it doesn't appear as though Supercell, in my personal view, is taking adequate steps to stop people from using Xmod within the game. So that kind of led me to another line of thinking as far as, well, why that would be. Why would Supercell then not want to stop Xmod or its use in Clash of Clans? So I think that any logical person, I would think, with a good amount of common sense, maybe even some business management knowledge, would know that it's not always what you say or what position that you take in an issue that defines who you are. I'm a firm believer that it's your actions and it's the things that you do that really show your true colors, that really prove what you're all about and what's important to you. That's why I brought up the whole thing with Apple, because with the jailbreaking process, Apple does something about it. They stop the jailbreak, and they do it so often with not even just every brand new version of OS, like iOS 8, iOS 9, but even just the incremental software updates, 8.1, 8.2, 8.3, they will close those loopholes and stop the jailbreak from being able to work. Now, sure, somebody turns around and goes and finds another exploit and they re-jailbreak it. But that's not essentially the point. I think the point is that the company takes adequate steps to resolve that issue. Whereas I do not see that from Supercell. The last time that I've heard any mention of Xmod being broken was a couple years ago, a couple years ago. It was about a year ago or so, when different types of things in the game itself were changed that conflicted with Xmod, that made it not able to work. But this process isn't new. Using Xmod isn't new. This didn't just come out today. It's existed for quite some time. So why hasn't Supercell stopped it? I think that the question a company has to ask itself is, at what point do you get where something, actions or whatever that are being taken, corrupt your product to a point where you're forced to take action? Because that's essentially the question that Supercell needs to be asking itself. And clearly, if it is asking itself that question, it's getting it wrong. Because they're not doing anything about it. Essentially, I view it as them sitting on their hands when it comes to the issue. And here are my thoughts as to why I think that Supercell is doing that. There are two reasons why I see that they don't want to stop Xmod. Number one, the players that utilize Xmod, I would think, play it enough or even use it enough to where they also spend money on the game by buying gevs, by boosting or doing whatever else. But I think that Xmod doesn't want to piss off those users and cause them to quit playing the game. So they don't take adequate action to stop it. Now, if I were Supercell, so if I were a business owner or operator, I would think that if I could conduct my business with the current processes and procedures that exist within my company and continue to generate revenue and income, my challenge would be, would I take steps to resolve an issue by changing my process or procedure or whatever if I knew that by doing that it would result in me losing money, in decreased profits for the company? Would I then take that action? Now, part of me says, well, no, I wouldn't, because I would want to make money. right? That's the whole point here. They're a for-profit business in the business of making money. But like I said before, there has to be a threshold to which you'll get to where corruption of your product is no longer tolerable, and you have to take action. I think this is a matter of integrity in some cases, personal integrity and the integrity of your game or product, to where you have to do something. Now, as I said, there are two reasons why I think that Supercell doesn't take adequate action to stop Xmod. Now, this second reason might not sound so good, and it might be a tough pill to swallow, but honestly, it's my view on it. And my view is that we, as committed Clash of Clans users, do not speak up. We do not voice our opinion enough to express to Supercell that this is not okay. If you go on YouTube right now and you search for Xmod or Xmod Clash of Clans, 50 to 1, you will find videos on how to use Xmod, different things they've done with Xmod, versus a complaint or an issue or somebody that has a problem with Xmod. I've come across two videos in all the research I've done for people who have voiced an opinion or opposition against Xmod and its use within Clash of Clans. Now, I was raised with the values and the morals that cause me to want to play fair, to want to use fair play. So, using a system like this, an exploit to cheat, it honestly, what it does and what Supercell does in its lack of response to Xmod is it cheats the players. It cheats me. It cheats every player that puts in the work and the time to learn attacks, to learn strategies, to learn layouts, to put in that work to perfect whatever it is that they do. It cheats them, and I have a serious problem with it. So that's pretty much why I don't like Clash of Clans Xmod and or those that use it. So where do we go from here when it comes to Xmod? What are the next steps? The next steps are you need to say something. You need to bring it up. You need to share it, share this video, share it on Supercell's Twitter page. Just put the link on there. I don't know, but we need to do something so that Supercell hears it enough from their committed players to where they're forced to act. Because I think that I would hope, would outnumber those that use Xmod and those that cheat. So if Supercell hears it enough from us, I think that they're going to be forced to have to act, or they're going to lose more players than they think they may lose from Xmod users. I don't know. I don't work for, I don't do analytics for Supercell, and I don't know what those figures may or may not look like, but that's just how I feel about it. And that pretty much is the conclusion for this video. I think that's enough of talking about it. If I talk about it anymore, my head is going to explode and I'm going to freak out. So yeah, that's my position on it. Excuse me. Island Guy does not like Xmod. If you got anything from the video, that'd be something good to get. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me. It's been over 20 minutes. And if you have stayed till the end of this video, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. As a busy person, I understand the value of time, of personal time especially. So again, I just appreciate you spending some of that personal time with me and watching this video. Give the video a like if you liked it. Comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's speak up about the issue. United, we will take down Xmod. I don't know, but yeah. Thanks again. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, your night, your morning, your lunchtime, whatever time it is for you, for where you are. Again, many thanks. Island Guy, out.